It was supposed to be a routine stop. License, registration, done. Instead, it triggered a chain of events no one could reverse. At 10:18 p.m. on a quiet Tuesday night, Officer Daniel Reeves activated his lights behind a silver sedan on Highway 47. The vehicle had drifted slightly over the center line. Nothing dramatic. No chase. No urgency. Just another routine traffic stop. The driver, Laura Bennett, 32, pulled over immediately. No resistance. No hesitation. What happened next would take investigators 3 years to untangle, and would turn a simple stop into a murder mystery that still unsettles law enforcement today. Laura was cooperative. Her hands were visible on the steering wheel. She handed over her license and registration without being asked twice. Officer Reeves later reported nothing unusual. No smell of alcohol. No nervous behavior. No reason for concern. The dashcam footage backed him up. At 10:21 p.m., Reeves returned to his patrol car to run Laura's information. At 10:24 p.m., the feed captured something subtle. Laura stepped out of her car. She wasn't told to. She wasn't flagged. She just exited. Reeves looked up, surprised, and asked her to step back inside the vehicle. She complied immediately, apologizing, saying she was just confused. 3 minutes later, Reeves returned her documents. No ticket. No warning. No citation. "Drive safe," he said. Laura nodded, pulled back onto the road, and vanished. If you're drawn to cases where ordinary moments hide extraordinary danger, subscribe now, because this story only gets darker. By the next morning, Laura didn't show up for work. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Her apartment was untouched. Bedmate. Keys gone. At first, friends assumed she'd stayed with someone. But then her car was found, abandoned on a gravel access road less than 2 miles from where she'd been stopped. Doors unlocked. Purse inside. Phone missing. No signs of damage. No signs of a struggle. Police initially believed the traffic stop was unrelated. After all, she had driven away safely. But Detective Maria Holloway wasn't convinced. She reviewed the dashcam footage again and again. Laura stepping out of the car bothered her. People don't do that during traffic stops unless they're disoriented or distracted. Cell tower records revealed Laura's phone pinged one final time, for minutes after she left the stop. The location wasn't her apartment. It wasn't the access road. It was a dark stretch of industrial lots between the two, which meant Laura stopped again, on her own. That shouldn't have happened. Comment below, would you ever pull over again after being released from a stop? Investigators began retracing Laura's route. Traffic cameras showed her slowing near an unlit intersection. Her brake lights engaged. Then, nothing. No other vehicles appeared on camera. No witnesses came forward. But one detail surfaced days later. A local mechanic reported seeing a silver sedan pulled over with hazard lights on that same night. He remembered it because another car was parked behind it, a dark SUV. At the time, he assumed it was roadside assistance. It wasn't. The SUV belonged to Evan Cole, 38, a private security contractor who worked nights in the area. Evan claimed he stopped to help the stranded driver. He said Laura waved him down. But phone records showed Evan's device had been following Laura's phone since shortly after the traffic stop. Same route. Same turns. Same timing. That wasn't coincidence. Forensic psychologists later explained something crucial. Routine stops create false safety. Once authority clears you, your guard drops. You feel protected. Normal. That's when people are most vulnerable. Laura likely believed she was safe again. That belief may have cost her everything. Like this video if you're realizing how fast, normal, can turn dangerous. Evan admitted he approached Laura, but insisted he only offered help. He said she declined, said she drove off. But investigators found inconsistencies. Laura's phone was never recovered. Evan's vehicle contained fibers matching Laura's jacket. And most telling of all, his GPS showed he returned to the access road where her car was later found. When confronted, Evan changed his story. He said Laura panicked, said she overreacted, said things got out of hand. 3 weeks later, Laura's remains were discovered in a wooded area several miles away. The case shocked the community. All of it triggered by a traffic stop that should have ended the night. Detective Holloway later stated, if that stop hadn't happened, Laura might have gone straight home. The timing mattered. The psychology mattered. The case is now taught in law enforcement training as an example of post-stop vulnerability, how moments of perceived safety can lower defenses and invite danger. A routine stop. A harmless interaction. A chain reaction no one could undo. If this story changed how you think about everyday encounters, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because sometimes the most dangerous moment is the one you think is already over.